It's Nicole, and I have another layout using the March Scraptastic kit. This is the second layout using this kit. It took me 37 minutes to complete. I'm showing you some of the products that I might be using, and they're all from the kit. And I'm going to show you close-ups of the pattern paper so you can see which pattern papers I used. And basically what I did was I did the paper selection, then I sat down with a stack of photos, and I divided them, by how many pages I wanted to get done. Then I decided for 7 layouts which pictures would go with which pattern paper. Then once that was done, then I took each of those and then I decided which embellishments would go. It took me for 7, it took me about 35 minutes because I put about 5 minutes per layout, and that was it. I timed it and it was about 35-40 minutes, and I had the embellishments and the papers and everything chosen for 7 layouts. And then I just stack them in my iris container, and then when I'm ready to scrapbook, I just grab the first one and I go with it. And I did 3 layouts in a day, and that's including, this layout took me 37 minutes, but then I have to wait for the battery to charge up again, and then that also gives me time to go and get some laundry done and dishes and all that stuff. So I mean, it's 3 layouts in a day is probably the max that I would want to do, unless, someday I have the fortune of doing this full time, which I would love. I would love to do this full time. And so I used that Bello Boulevard pattern paper that had cameras that said, family photos, smile, and I cut 2 strips vertically, and I'm going to put it to either side of the layout. Then I took some thin washi tape from Amy Tangerine, that was from my stash, and I'm going to put it right next to those strips so that it kind of divides it. And I don't know if you can really tell here on the video, but in person it really shows up. Now again, I had just chosen a bunch of different die cuts that came in the kit. I didn't know if I was going to use everything, and it doesn't matter because whatever I don't use, I just put it back in my iris container at the end of the video or at the end of the layout. And then when I go through and put more pictures and pattern together, then those will be there and I'll use it in a future layout. And so that works out good. Usually I would only do 1 or 2, but this time I sat down and did 7. And because usually I don't like to spend more than 15 or 20 minutes, but I was waiting for the camera anyway. And so I ended up doing 7. And I'm going to be working on the 6th layout tonight. So it seemed to really have helped because when I have a few minutes, like 45 minutes to put together, everything's all there. Everything's all ready. I can just, whip that out and then start working on it. So now I'm looking for washi tape, and I knew exactly which washi tape I wanted. And it was, I don't even know who makes it, but it's blue, that nice aqua, and then it had cameras all over it in black, and then it says, "Oh snap, say cheese." One thing said Instagram, but what I'm doing is I'm just going to cut that right out. And the title of this page is just going to be Ahoy Matey, because these are pictures of my oldest daughter, and this was the year she graduated, and she got a summer job at a camp, and she was a counselor for the whole summer, and the camp is on an island. And so they would have to go get the campers at the dock on the other side, and they would have to, bring over so many per run. And most people didn't get there all at the same time. Like, they didn't come in busload. People would come in their own vehicle, so they would arrive there at different times, and there's a phone on that side, and they would phone them and say, okay, we're here. So they would send one of the counselors to go get them, or a couple of them. And so she learned how to, drive a boat that summer, and she thought that was pretty cool. And there's summer camp, and we went like 10 years in a row when our kids were younger. And so we went that summer that she was a counselor, And so when we arrived there, she came and she's the one that came and got us with the boat. So I hadn't scrapped those yet, so I wanted to make sure that I scrapped those. And as the background, I used that basic gray teal, and it's a grid. I love that pattern paper. And I think that's like a basic, it's called pattern paper, so you can buy it, like a lot of them. I wish I could get like 10 of those. I would use them for layering, for journaling, like, oh, and the back is all these chevron arrows that you can cut out. I'm glad I got some extra, so I got a second sheet of that pattern paper, and I think I have 5 layouts done, and I think that pattern paper is almost all gone. Like, I've used it up already, so there won't be any wastage of that pattern paper. There was a die cut that was sort of like a label shape, and I'm going to use that to put my title. And sometimes, like the page before, my title was big and bold and huge, and this time the title is small and fits on the label. Like, I always vary it. I like my titles sometimes big and bold, and sometimes I like it really small. And there was some wood veneers that came in this kit, and it was these actually it didn't come in the kit, I don't believe. Those were the extras. I think they were in what their Project Life, This Life's Noted kits, and I don't get that kit. And it came in that kit, but I always buy the extra wood veneers, so I love those hearts, so I want to use them on this layout. And it did come with these chipboard cameras from Studio Calico. And I'm going to use 2 on this layout because I used a die cut on the one on the bottom, the cluster on the bottom that says these are the best memories. So there's a little flag with a camera. So I want 3 cameras on the layout. So I used 2 that were chipboard and the other one that was a die cut. Now I found that die cut was a little too long, so I cut it down. I'm going to put one of the arrows because there was some chipboard arrows that came in this month's kit, and that was from Simple Stories, the Daily Flash Collection. And I'm going to use this to that dot adhesive to glue some of these die cuts down, because the inside of the camera, sometimes I like to put some twine inside of it. In one of the cameras, I wanted to do that. I'm going to put some of the washi tape at each of the clusters, and I'm going to ball up some twine, and I'm going to put that at each of the clusters too. And I like to use my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive to glue those down. Now the first 2 layouts of this kit were super quick. One took 36 minutes, the other one took 37 minutes, and you can tell by the amount. I only speed it times 4, and each of the recordings are only like under 10 minutes. So it's super quick layouts, and that's good because tomorrow today is the 21st, I believe. Yes. And tomorrow, the 22nd, I'm going back to work, and I'm going 5 days in a row. So I probably won't be able to do too many layouts, but I think I'm going to have like 6 or 7 in it ahead. I'm doing 4 recordings today, Monday, April 21st. And so I'll be ahead, which that's the way I like it. So hopefully I'll be uploading a video every second day. Now I'm going to put 2 Mr. Huey in white and in Audrey, and I love those 2 colors together. And in the next week or so, I have some exciting news, so I'll be uploading something really exciting. And but it's going to be probably in 4 or 5 days from now that I'll be uploading that. So be watching for that. But until then, I'll be uploading a video every second day. So here are a few close-ups of each of the clusters, and that's it. The page is done. So thanks for watching. Bye.